Okay, people, we are live and direct. This is another segment, another installment of Sportify Arena. I was waiting to be joined by some illustrious guests on the panel and in the chat, but you know what? Time waits for no human being, so we just gonna go ahead and rock out. And while we wait for y'all to get in, I'm going to play this intro and we're gonna let the show commence. Sportify Arena. Let's get active.
Boom! He's on his back. Hey, heck of a play! That is concentration. Hey, he'll remember that number. Amazing!
And you have just entered Sportify Arena. What's good? I'm so glad you came up, Snowman. I was actually going to try to reach out to you for this one because, of course, I'm going to be touching on the Gervonta Davis fight. But we're going to get
Mhm.
into some hoops too. I got a couple other guests that's going to
Okay.
should be coming in, but I
I know.
really want to get it started with you, so I'm definitely glad that you came by. So I
And
know,
it's an honor.
yeah,
It's an honor to be on with you again. I won't be on too long because I'm in the midst of doing, I don't know, 600 things at once because
correct. Yeah, I won't be on too
my
long either. So
my
that,
family just I just had to get my children on home because my wife's got to get to bed early. I know I'm going to be up a bit, but yeah, it was such a thrill to see both my daughter and my son here. So I did what any dad would do in the 21st century. I took pictures with everybody.
yeah, that's amazing, man. And the pictures is always great to have because they say a picture says 1,000 words, right? So you see
Oh
the
yeah.
picture and you get all of these different emotions. And sometimes even, my pops actually was murdered in 2010. And both of us, we don't really like to take that many pictures.
Yeah.
But then when they're not here, you wish like, man, I wish I had pictures. In old school, people actually took a lot of pictures because you would have those thick photo albums. You
Yes.
flip through it in your whole family history. And now people don't have that because you sometimes upload it online, but then you forget the number, forget your account number. So I think
Mhm.
you should be able to use the cloud, but it's nothing like physically holding that picture in your hand because we become in the era whereas you will own nothing and be happy, right? So basically with these streaming services, you get to watch the movie, but you actually don't own it. I'm from an era where people had DVDs, so you actually have the physical
I'm from
DVD.
the era where we had VHS.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. I know about the VHS
and piles of VHS, brother.
Yeah, you got to rewind them back,
Before you take them back to Blockbuster or wherever the hell you rented them from. What's the rule? You have to rewind them.
Or it's a fee.
Or it's a fee, and it's such an exorbitant fee that they charge you for something that takes barely a minute. Okay? Correct. So they take full advantage of that.
Definitely. And you agreed to it, so that's how they get you.
Yeah, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. But I remember with my dad walking in Blockbuster or wherever we would rent the movie from and just looking around. He's looking for movies that the whole family can watch. Me, I'm in the cartoon section looking up Bugs Bunny movies, trying to convince my dad to rent that. And eventually I did a couple times.
Yeah. So let me get straight into it because I know you got limited time, and so do I. Were you able to watch the boxing match yesterday?
I was passed out. I'm not even gonna lie. I went to bed.
Are you a fan of boxing? I know that
I was once upon a time, but
what led you to stop being a fan?
Tyson's retirement.
Tyson, I understand.
Tyson's retirement kind of pulled me away from boxing.
Yeah, no, I understand. And Tyson was just so like riveting to watch, and a lot of people revered him as the greatest. Other people, say Ali. Some even say Mayweather. It's a lot of ones. Some people say Rocky Marciano. In terms of my favorite, I'm not going to say Tyson was the best, but he definitely was my favorite boxer of all time. And that's just
the greatest. I have to say Muhammad Ali.
For me, I will give Muhammad Ali. I will give Muhammad Ali an edge over Tyson as well.
Yes,
because in terms of being technically sound, Muhammad Ali had him beat. He had better footwork than
he was so technically sound. It wasn't even funny.
Correct.
He was such a technician in the ring.
And he was a better strategist as well too. Remember when he was getting pummeled on the ropes, the rope a dope, and then he
the rope a dope, the phantom punch.
correct, and he'll drag the fight out.
Oh
Even Frazier was, and if anyone doesn't know about Frazier was like, it's arguably he hit harder than Mike Tyson. This is how hard this dude was hitting. And Muhammad Ali is just taking blow after blow from him, sustaining it, and then still having enough strength to knock him out. I don't think people realize how impressive
to knock his ass cold. For him taking all those punches, and then still deliver the knockout punch. What does that say about a boxer and his stamina? You know, because that's the first thing you got to look at.
Correct.
Speaking of stamina, how about that game in San Francisco this afternoon?
Yeah, that one was a definite nail biter. I want to say at the end they got super lucky because with De'Aaron Fox, they did great in terms of getting the ball out of his hands, but Steph was just a tad bit too slow on the closeout. He did get a good contest, but even Doris Burke said that was a wide. That's for a shooter in the NBA.
Barnes got a hell of a look.
That was a
on
freebie.
That last shot. That was a freebie, and normally Harrison Barnes knocks those down.
Correct.
Harrison Barnes usually knocks those down.
If you looked at his face, he was super dejected because you know this game means more to. I know De'Aaron Fox wants to win, but it means more to Harrison Barnes because he used to be a former Warrior.
He started his career with Golden State, and he wants to show that they gave up on him too early.
Correct, because he won a championship. So you can't say that he was a major factor to that championship team. So it's not like he's just a bum. So it definitely I seen the dejection on his face, and I actually would prefer Harrison Barnes taking that shot than De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox has been an improved 3-point shooter.
De'Aaron Fox is the heir apparent to Stephen Curry.
No, I agree, but not necessarily with the long ball. But in his defense, he has literally turned it around. When he came in the league, he wasn't that much of a 3-point threat. He was a threat, but they would kind of just force him to make it. Now you cannot even leave him out there at all. And he also has the most clutch points.
The transformation of De'Aaron Fox is basically equal to the transformation of Stephen Curry. The only difference being Stephen Curry added a mid-range game and De'Aaron Fox added a long-range game. Otherwise, their transformations are totally the same. And the Kings are that team that's going to challenge the Warriors. I will say this aloud. If the Warriors get through this series, and I believe they will, they're going to roll through the Western Conference, because they are facing the toughest team they have faced in their dynastic run right now in the Sacramento Kings. The Kings are the heir apparent. I've made that clear for the past couple of years. The Kings are the heir apparent.
Okay. So I have an objective bias being a Laker fan. So
of course,
I do think right now, I do believe that the Warriors are a slightly better team than the Lakers, simply because they have championship pedigree and they're still the defending champs. You're the defending champs until you're knocked out of the playoffs.
And what I've said even before the playoffs began, when the Warriors, and you saw it throughout the season, they were on the cusp of getting their act together, but the final part of the season they did get their act together. And I've always said, and I will continue to say, to borrow from Ric Flair, to be the champs, you must unseat the champs. And the champs haven't been unseated yet. It's now a best of 3. in that series.
Well, the series is tied up. It's
Series
even.
is two. It's
It's
now
actually
best of three.
0. It's back to 0.
Yep, it's a best of 3 now. It's tied at 2 games apiece, and whoever wins two games next will move on. But both teams will know they have been in a flat out war. This is a flat out war. And it's not only a war for supremacy of Northern California, it's a war for supremacy of the Western Conference. The Kings are supposed to be the 3 seed. They had the better record. The Warriors are the defending champs. They're supposed to be in the playoffs, and they are. Each team's mettle is being tested. The first team to break through on the road will win the series.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The first team to break through on the road will win the series. And I'll tell you what, Golden State got close to stealing game 1. In fact, they should have stolen game 1. Now they're taking everything that they have and they're going to pour it into game 5 on Wednesday. They want to get that one on the road and then close it out at home in game 6.
Well, let me tell you this. I do agree that Golden State should have stolen game 1, but actually the Kings should have stole this game, right?
Yeah, they should have stolen this one. This was in their grasp. They led by 9 3 separate times in the first half, but they allowed Golden State to shoot themselves back into the game, and a 9-point deficit became a 4-point deficit at halftime, and all you did was give the Warriors that much more confidence that they can come back and snatch it.
And there were sloppy. So I seen the Kings turning the ball over more than they usually turned it over.
Yeah.
And when they were getting Golden State was fighting harder for the second chance balls than I've ever seen them fight in all of these games in the series. Typically, Sabonis would just grab the ball. Then when he grabbed the rebound, somebody was there to smack it out of his hands. Or they were actually banging down there. Malik Monk was getting a free run to the basket. Now they're putting a body on him. So I think this was, although they did give up way too many points, 120 is a lot for Golden State defense. But now you're in the NBA, so it's kind of really not a lot.
In the playoffs.
Correct.
Now you are in the playoffs. So, and I'm looking at the numbers from this game. If you allow Golden State to shoot 50% at least from the game or in the game, they're going to win it. Sacramento had 10 turnovers. Golden State had 12. Each team had 44 total rebounds from the arc, and this is where Golden State won it. 41.2 for Golden State, 40 for Sacramento. But
even with that 3% stat, it's almost identical because the Kings 40% is considered lights out.
Yeah.
40 they both shot. The Kings shot 14 for 35 and the Warriors by 1 taking 1 less shot. That's the only way. So that really wasn't the deciding factor. The deciding factor comes down to the free throws, and they had 18 to 24. And even the Kings actually missed 3 of their free throws. So you could throw in there. Total rebounds was completely even. Then the 31 assists by the Warriors, that's getting, because everything else is even. Just like literally even. Personal fouls for the Kings, 21, 19 for the Warriors. They both had 50 even in the paint. The Warriors had 11 turnovers. The Kings had 10. So when you look at the assist, and then the Warriors had 3 extra blocks and 3 extra steals. It doesn't seem like that much, but getting steals in the Chase Center, it's not just a regular steal. You actually feed off of it. And the 31 assists means that they're passing the ball to someone else that's making a shot and making a play. So, if you're standing in a corner, you may normally just miss the shot if you got to make the play off the dribble. But if Steph Curry does some fancy pass behind the back, you may be more inclined to tighten up your form and make the shot. So the assists do play a role in the team chemistry and how much energized the arena and the entire team is going to be.
Let me bring up a point that you touched on, and I'm going to touch on this in a little more detail. The Warriors made 22 free throws. The Kings attempted only 18. So the Warriors had 4 more free throws made than the Kings had attempted. 22 to 18. That's a big number to watch going into Game 5 Wednesday night in Sacramento. How many times will the Warriors get to the line, and how many times will the Kings get to the line, and who will make more? But I want you to pay attention to that stat right there. 22 free throws made for Golden State, 18 free throws attempted for Sacramento.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And some people will say, hey, that's why they lost the game, especially when you look at the game and they say they lost it by 1. But we can't discount that Harrison Barnes had a wide open 3 that he missed. And not only that, De'Aaron Fox made a bonehead defensive play that gave Steph Curry a wide open 3. If we want to like nitpick, he went under a screen and they were saying like you simply can't do that. You have to stay attached. He went under a screen and he gave a lackadaisical. It's like he didn't even go out. So he gave Steph Curry a wide open 3. And when you start breaking down, it's only a couple plays, right? If the couple plays go a different way, we have a different game. When you win or lose by 1 point, now you have to start nitpicking. De'Aaron Fox, you gave up on that play and gave Steph Curry, the perennial greatest 3-point shooter in NBA league history. You give him a wide open shot and then you happen to lose by 1. I'm not saying he was the only person that made a bonehead play, but he's actually won the Clutch Player of the Year award. He's had more points in the clutch time, which is usually like the 5 minutes or less. He's been lights out. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox has been an absolute animal.
But that's De'Aaron Fox has been an animal since he's come into the league.
Correct.
Right,
but I was only speaking on the offensive end. Like his defense, I think he needs to do more to be more of a defensive menace as he is offensively.
Yeah, absolutely.
But offensively, his skills should have never been in question.
They were already there. They were already there. And I will tell you this: your Lakers messed up and passed on him.
Yeah.
Your Lakers messed up in 2017 and passed.
Don't remind me of that one. They passed on him.
They wanted Lonzo so bad, and they passed up on they passed on Tatum too, right? They passed on Jason Tatum. They passed on De'Aaron Fox. But the moment you passed on De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell. The moment you passed on De'Aaron Fox, you passed on your point guard of the future. Because unlike Lonzo Ball, who's now with the Bulls, De'Aaron Fox has been healthy. That's a key. That is the key. What do we always say? Your best ability is your availability.
Yeah.
And
I can't argue against that, man.
Y'all passed up on Jason Tatum. You passed up on De'Aaron Fox. That 17 draft was loaded, and yet the Lakers went with Lonzo Ball out of peer pressure.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Out of peer pressure and a marketing standpoint, and for the storybook Hollywood, thing, it was a good story. But in terms of practical basketball knowledge and efficiency, productivity, it definitely was a bonehead move.
And then there's the bonehead move that y'all just made in passing up on snatching Buddy Hield, because I guarantee you, Buddy Hield would have brought you Paul George. Buddy Hield would have brought you Paul George, and you have Paul George, who's more available than LeBron James is. I mean, I'm not doubting LeBron as an athlete. I'm just doubting him as a basketball player. And I get crushed for that, for telling the truth. But speak ye the truth and shame the devil. But be that as it may, your best ability is availability. And if you look at the Lakers the last 4 years since they did pass on De'Aaron Fox, what's their availability been? Except for maybe 1 year. 1 year. And that of course was 2020. What has their availability been 5 out of the last 6 years? Not much.
Yeah, I would definitely disagree about the Paul George. Paul George is not really available like that, and
Right.
I can understand because actually they're putting reports about it. I don't know if you heard that report where Stephen A is going on a tangent saying, actually, let me try to find the video. I could at least play it on here. That will be dope to do. He's saying that Paul George is the worst superstar ever. And of
I
course,
have,
did you hear
I,
that
I,
take?
I have my thoughts about that, but I'll save them for Wednesday's morning show.
Okay, cool. I
I have my thoughts about that, but I'll be.
it's okay. It sounds like you disagree, but what I'm saying is there was
I have my like I said, I have my thoughts on the worst
okay,
superstar ever, but I am saving them for Wednesday. I'm saving them
okay,
for Wednesday
and
morning.
I respect that. So I won't push that one. But what I'm saying is Paul George definitely. I hear your points about LeBron, even though I disagree. But when you start bringing up Paul George, who was notoriously injured, I cannot compare him to LeBron at all.
So Kawhi Leonard gets discounted from this conversation too, right?
Kawhi, yeah, well, Kawhi Leonard gets discounted from many discussions based on his lack of availability, and we're not talking about overall talent and
I
skill.
rest my case. I rest my case.
Yeah, I mean, I have to discount the guy because right now the people that are all stars. If you look at the people in the All Star game, you would say, "Hey,
Mhm,
I think Kawhi Leonard is better than him." But why
mhm.
didn't they vote Kawhi Leonard to the All Star game? Not because he wasn't as good as some of the players,
He
it's because
just
he wasn't
didn't play it. He
available.
didn't play enough games.
Correct. So I have to adhere to the standards that have already been set by the
Yep.
league and the players. The
Yep.
players, his peers set this standard, not me.
Hmm. The best ability is availability. Your best,
Correct.
that's it. Your best ability is availability. I love talking sports with you, man. Even though we may share different points at times, I just love talking sports with you. You make
Bruh,
this
it's
for me.
that no,
I,
that's why you was actually the first person I thought of because it's actually really I think it's super dope that like you got all of this smack that you truly believe about LeBron and then we can have our conversation. But I don't gotta like call you out of your name or disrespect because sometimes people when you disagree, it's like, oh, you don't know sports and you just a hater. It's like, nah, he
you
truly
haven't looked at
believes
my
it.
Facebook posts lately. You want to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about people
hey,
calling me? You want to talk about people calling me out and not? See, here's the
oh
thing.
yeah, Facebook,
You
they'll come
and
at you, bro.
others, you man,
They will come at you.
you ain't gonna tell me. You ain't gonna tell me twice. All I do is drop a mic drop moment and walk away, and then I wait for all the fun to start. See, the difference between
You
you
like
and
me in that
others,
regard.
you have things that back up your argument. I have things that back up mine. See, what these fools on Facebook, and yes, I am outwardly calling them fools, what they don't do is refute the argument. They go to name calling, they go to ad hominem attacks, they go and do everything and call you everything but a child of God. But the one thing they do not do in a public debate is refute your argument. Period. That's why this is why this is too much fun for me. Hell, my wife's a Pacer fan. She loved Reggie Miller, and she and I will sit and talk all night about Reggie Miller versus Michael Jordan in those legendary games.
Yeah, Reggie
Come
Miller is
on
one of my
now,
favorite players of all
I
time.
love Reggie.
And then you want to talk about
Reggie
taunting?
was my guy. Reggie was one of my guys that I loved watching. I love watching number 31. Okay, and the legendary series that we had against the Indiana Pacers in 1998. Man, please, we talk about that all day long. I mean, she'll break the game down like me 6 days from Sunday, and she's not a sports nerd like I, but she knows who her favorites are. And Reggie Miller was one of her favorites, just like Reggie Miller was one of my favorites. And salute to you.
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. Yeah, no, I hear you, bro. Reggie Miller is definitely one of my favorite players of all time. And now people be super sensitive about taunting. This dude, Reggie, I brought up Larry Bird on our last stream about him talking smack. So was Reggie Miller. He was doing choke signs and doing all this stuff to
and people get super sensitive. It's like you said, people get super sensitive about that. I mean, we watched an era where people talk so much smack it wasn't even funny. But the key is they backed it up.
Correct.
Because Larry Bird would look you in the eye and tell you what he's going to do and then do it. And you still had no way of stopping it. You still had no way of stopping it. I'm gonna hit the jump shot right from here with you in my face, and you won't do a thing about it. What? He told a defender on the Washington Bullets, and yes, I said it correctly, Washington Bullets, not the Washington Wizards.
Hold on, Snowman. Are you gonna get canceled?
What we got?
First I gotta say, salute to the Brody Rush for stopping through, and this is the lovely sis. She has got the most harmonious, elegant voice in all of YouTube. So shout out Sister Anania. But saying the Washington Bullets, I'm just saying that alone, you might get canceled, bruh. Speak on it.
I've said worse. And they haven't canceled my ass yet.
Hey, I would just
the Washington. Look,
I was being facetious with that.
If they wanted to cancel me, wait a minute. If they wanted to cancel me, they'd have canceled me all throughout the season when I kept saying Washington Redskins.
Oh yeah, you got a good point.
True or false? They would have canceled me all throughout the season when I correctly said Washington Redskins. All right? They'd have canceled me all throughout the season for saying Washington Bullets. How do I pronounce this lovely lady's name? Enye? Is that it? Or Enye?
Anania.
Anania. Good evening to you, my dear. When I hop off of here, I will make sure that I subscribe to your channel, and Quantum Metaphysician, I will subscribe to your channel also when I hop off of here, because I still got dishes to do behind me. My wife's already in bed. I want to be sure she gets a good night's sleep. But
I understand. But hold on,
I had to take some time to come up and talk to you because, hey, I love talking sports with you.
Yeah, so they definitely say hello, Snowman. And this dude is a very, very proficient and prolific sports analyst, sports commentator. He has close to 30 years, and they said, "Oh, thank you." So you can put in a lot of smile on people's faces.
Thank you.
The dude knows his stuff. We agree on most, and we disagree on a lot. And what we disagree on, we disagree respectfully, competitive banter.
And that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it when you disagree respectfully, and you can back up your disagreement with points like you do, like I do. I mean, we talk to Big Baby Jonathan all the time, and we have points where we agree, and we have points where we disagree. But the thing is, A, we have fun doing it. B, we back up our arguments. That's the big thing. We back up our arguments. I see no problem.
I agree. And Snowman, I want to be respectful of you and your family's time and your household duties. So how much estimated time do you think you have so that way?
I'm actually gonna have to scoot.
Okay, cool. That's all good.
I gotta use this hour to finish my household chores, and then I got to use the 10 o'clock hour to set up my shows and then go on and crash for the night.
Now you all good. So go ahead and just give your closing remarks. I'm not going to be up here too much longer because I'm setting up a stream with Quantum Metaphysician, so you can definitely check that out.
I'm gonna have to put my headset on and check that out while I'm doing the kitchen. Y'all can catch me each morning 8 a.m. Eastern time on YouTube, and if you get a chance to check out cstvnow.com, that's where the show is housed. Also, it's called Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. That's 2 hours of sports, and beginning Monday, we're also on 2 different networks, but we're on YouTube with the Brian Snow Show. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern. A little bit different, a little bit sports, and I talk to a little bit of anybody and everybody from different cultures in it, and that's my other show. But you can find both on Snowman Multimedia, youtube.com/Snowman Multimedia, help this disabled broadcaster get monetized and get to 1,000 subscribers as quickly as possible, because I am turning this into not just my business, but my vocation, my life's call. So to do that, I want to be sure that I use my microphone, my knowledge, and my sense of humor to get to the monetization level, and just go from there. So I'm hoping you all can subscribe to my channel as we continue to make this channel grow. And almost any and every time I see this man on, I'm gonna hop on with him, because I love him that much, and I respect him that much, and I respect y'all in the chat. And I want to say thank you.
Thanks so much. No, man, bro. I definitely appreciate that, man. And yeah, I don't want to get you in hot water, man, but I got you sent me your number, so I'm gonna lock you in, and then so I'll be texting you, so that way we kind of correspond a little bit better. So that way I'm like, hey, look, I know you only got an hour, but let's just do a quick stream here and there. So that way it aligns with both our schedules. Cause I know that it's a time difference. Cause right now it's 6:12 p.m. out here. What time is it where you're at?
It's 9:12 here. So you're on the west. Yeah. You're way on the west coast. Where are you in Los Angeles?
I'm in the Bay Area.
You're in the Bay. That's right. You're in the Bay Area. You're in Northern California. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're in the Bay Area. All right, let me scoot. I appreciate you. Let me come up. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Peace out, brother. Cool. So that was Snowman in the Morning. Go subscribe to the brother channel. Most definitely. And Sister Anania says, will it be on her channel? Well, if she has StreamYard, she could stream it on her channel too simultaneously, but it will be on this channel. And I would love for Sister Anania to join the stream. I know she don't be out here in these YouTube streets that much, but yeah, most definitely. And actually, I need to get in touch with Sister Anania. I don't know if you got an email or something, but you can come on the StreamYard link and just leave it in the private chat. I'll hit you up, because I'm not going to be on here too long. And she says, no, it will be here, because I do want to pick her spiritual brain, but also I want her to empower, inspire, and enlighten people. But let me just touch on a little bit more of these sports before I head up out of here. So let me see if I can do this real quick. Bam. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share this. So let's see. I don't know if y'all seen the fight last night, but Gervonta Davis fought Ryan Garcia last night. Floyd Money Mayweather. Shout out to Money Mayweather. So some people thought it was close. I personally thought Ryan Garcia got outclassed. But they say look at the tail of the tape. So let's see what we have here. When it comes to the final punch stat report, total punches landed, Davis was 35, and this is what we're talking about. Total punches on the body landed 35 out of 103. That's a 34% clip for Davis. Garcia had 39 out of 163 at a 23.9% clip. The total jabs to the body landed, Davis had 5 out of 40, so that equals 12.5%. Garcia had 15 out of 106, that's 14.2%. When it comes to the power punches, Gervonta Davis had 30 out of 63 landed, so that's a 47.6%. And Garcia had 24 out of 57. That's a 42.1% clip. So a disparity of about 5%, which is pretty drastic in the fight game. So usually if you land 43% of your power punches like Ryan Garcia did, usually that equates to a win. But Gervonta Davis almost landed 48%. So that's nearly 50% of his power punches he's landing. Some people look and he's kind of dancing around and he's hesitant, but when he does strike, he hits, and his punches are quite devastating. Let me show you. His punches are quite devastating. He ended the fight off a body shot to the liver, and ultimately Ryan Garcia had to submit. Look at this. Okay, he moving around, setting him up, book it, block it, drop it. So, man, what I'm telling y'all, if y'all seen Garcia, he had the height, right? He has the reach, so you could easily look at the stats on paper and think that, hey, this dude is going to win the fight. Gervonta Davis shown that he's the superior fighter. He shows that he's the more technically skilled fighter. He's faster than Ryan Garcia, and he's stronger than him too. Ryan Garcia, his best round was actually the third round. In Ryan Garcia's third round, he actually it was the fourth round. In the fourth round, he landed 71% of his power punches. But after the fourth round, he slowly started to fade. The fifth round, he landed 33%, and then 50 in the sixth and 50 in the seventh in terms of his power punches landed. But Gervonta Davis was able to take those punches better than Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia could not. He got knocked down on his culo already once by Davis, and then Davis hit him with a liver shot. So the body shots are sometimes even more painful than getting hit in your jaw. So Gervonta Tank Davis, shout out to him. That was a extremely impressive victory. So shout out to him. But we also got the NBA playoffs going on too. So when we talk about the NBA, right now we got the Celtics up on the Hawks 108-100. And let me see if I could just go ahead and pull this up for y'all. Hold up. One moment. But yeah, so, and earlier it was a nail biter, but it was the Warriors pulling it out versus the Kings. And I was talking to my brother Snowman earlier. The Kings had a chance to steal that game. And it looks like we're joined by Risa Neal. Shout out to her. And three of the loveliest ladies in all of the land. Risa Neal, Anania, and Quantum Metaphysician. So when it comes to the Warriors, and if anybody wants to join the stream, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link one more time. I'm not going to be up here too much longer, but it looks like I was joined by none other than an illustrious guest. Some would call him a pest. Some would call him a troll. Some would call him a smart, young, sophisticated brother. You take your pick. None other than Daryl Long.
What up, man? How you doing today?
The most infamous. What's good, bro? How you doing?
Man, another day, another dollar, man. Doing a lot of work. You saw I was posting a lot of those clips earlier.
Hold on. Would you posting clips, receipts, or fallacies? I'm just asking. What was you posting, propaganda or facts?
We always post facts, man. A lot of the ops been getting exposed, but on the sports conversation, I definitely plan on doing more sports videos too. I just signed up for NBA League Pass for the playoffs, so I had to go ahead and do that.
Do you got a favorite sport, or you just cover all forms of sport, or what?
It's really important for me to cover basketball because that's my thing. My thing has always been basketball. I played basketball in high school. I played basketball in middle school. I played basketball all throughout my life. Even now, like when I just want to really relax, bro, I can go up to the neighborhood park They got some double rims up there, and I just get it in.
They don't got the chain net though. You know what I'm talking about?
Nah, they ain't got the chain net. They ain't
have you ever played on one of those before? The chain net?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I heard those messed up the balls though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Some people have they different. I never heard them messing up the ball. A lot of people like them just because when you swish it, it's just a certain sound. But what I know, a lot of people, that be dunking. Sometimes they, could get like caught on the thing too. So I think it's a combination of things. I think when people was dunking, they was getting cut by the chain, and then probably the ball, like you said, it was messing up the ball. That I had never heard, but that would probably make sense as to one of the complaints that people were making. So do you got a favorite team or what?
Oh yeah, for me, growing up, I used to be a Detroit Pistons fan, and I still fuck with the Pistons heavy. It's just they made a lot of moves that I wasn't excited about. Even after we won the championship, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really good because we could have had Dwayne Wade, we could have had Carmelo Anthony, we could have had a few different players, and we chose Darko Milicic.
Yeah. First, they didn't want to spend money, and then, like you said, they made a bonehead play when they chose Darko Milicic. Like that was just them choosing the wrong player. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And for me, I always grew up a big Kobe fan, so I was always a Lakers fan, man. It's really sad to watch the Lakers go through everything they're going through now, because they got LeBron James. So hopefully, after his retirement, you can reach back to prosperity as far as Laker Nation.
Hold on, cuz. Hold up, bruh. Let me see if I got this real quick, because I was letting you cook, because you I was letting bro cook, and then all of a sudden he dropped a bomb in there. Let me see. Oh damn, I don't even got it queued up, but it sounds like you were alluding to the fact, because I want to hit you first with the boxing, but you went straight to the LeBron slander. So I just want to get this clear, because I'm a Lakers fan too. So it seems to me that you are making the insinuation that LeBron is the problem with the Lakers. Am I making the correct assumption?
I would say so. LeBron is the problem with the Lakers. The year that they won the championship, Anthony Davis led the Lakers in every statistical category outside of
my boy who was just on here, Snowman. I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
yeah,
he make this because I wish he was still up here. He says the same thing. He says Anthony Davis should have won the MVP, the championship, but they gave it to LeBron. Based on, I guess,
in any other situation that would have been given to the person. Had LeBron led the Lakers in every stat, they would have used that to say he deserved MVP. But Anthony Davis was unquestionably the MVP, maybe of the league that year. But in the playoffs, unquestionably, he led the Lakers again in every stat except assist, which would make sense because he doesn't control the ball as much, nor does he control the tempo from his position. One would say the ball has to be thrown to him just for him to even start his job. But at the end of the day, Anthony Davis is the best player on the Lakers right now. And he has been since he joined the Lakers. That's just the facts. Like even now, the only reason why the Lakers in this playoff spot now is when the games LeBron was out, right? No, man, Anthony Davis had like that master.
Don't do that.
You know I'm being real. Anthony Davis had a run when he was like 30 and 15 for like a month.
He did. He was literally like closer to like 38 and 17. He was.
And notice those was the games that LeBron was not in.
Correct. Right?
And even the game that Memphis just beat, when Memphis beat the Lakers, they beat them because LeBron took 9 more shots than Anthony Davis. He took 9 more shots than Anthony Davis. And
but Anthony Davis didn't do nothing that game.
I think that when you have a 7-footer,
he even said that's why he said I'll be ready for this game. He was looking shit. He let Xavier Tillman cook him. Xavier Tillman came off the bench and had like 23. Anthony Davis barely had 14 points.
No, yeah, Anthony Davis is offensively. He hasn't been the best.
Correct.
He hasn't been the best since the playoffs started offensively. But I do think that let's say if he wasn't there for like just this Memphis series alone, it'd be major problems. I think that you had to deal with Jaren Jackson and you have to deal with Ja Morant. He almost dunked on LeBron last game, right? I know you saw it. So
come on.
He almost dunked on LeBron last game. Bro. It was crazy. Like it was crazy. And I think Ja Morant like 6'2".
That bro, the hops that Ja Morant got is unbelievable, bro. Nobody should be. Yeah, bruh. You got to think that he's not like 6'2", maybe tall to us. 6'2" in the league is like a midget, bro.
It is like Chris Paul height.
Correct. The average height in the NBA is 6'7". He's 5 inches shorter than.
I've been telling people, bro, he's a better dunker. And I really hate saying it because I really love this kid, but I think he's a better player now than Derrick Rose.
Don't do that, D. Don't.
You don't think he's a better dunker than Derrick Rose already?
You already going there?
I mean, bro, I think like he is what if Derrick Rose didn't get injured, let's be real. Derrick Rose and I think his name is Brandon Roy.
Oh yeah, Brandon Roy was nasty.
My God.
Actually, I'm gonna keep it real. Brandon Roy game was actually better than both of them overall. Ja Morant had more hops and he's a little bit more shiftier, but Brandon Roy made bigger shots. Yeah, I was saying he was making big shots in clutch time. His 3-point was nasty. He had a fundamental post game. Brandon Roy was really one of them guys, and what took him out wasn't his game. It was he had a kind of arthritic knee that would it would never heal, and they actually are thinking that that's kind of what's going on with Lonzo Ball right now, you know what I mean? Because he's already been out like 2 years, and there's really like no sign for him to come, there's no timetable of when he's going to come back.
I definitely agree.
Hey, but that is a very, very worthy debate that you're bringing up, because you are making some bold proclamations, bro. You know who we're talking about here, bruh.
No, he's the youngest MVP in history. I think he was.
Come on, bro. D Rose. Did you?
That's why I said just the dunk package. Now everything else D Rose got, I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm like. Cause are you?
Yeah, not all around, but
that's what I'm saying. Are you forgetting?
I don't know, bro. The dunks he was. Like, I feel like every dunk I've seen, and they are impressive. But I feel like Ja can do these dunks. I really do. But the rest of his game, as far as the crossover, even how he led the team. If he was in Memphis with this same team,
that they would have been on my show. They would have went to the finals.
I was about to say, they are contenders without a doubt. He was playing on a team at a time that was really bad for the East. He had to play against Dwayne Wade and them boys. You know what I'm saying? And who was on his team?
He had to play against Dwayne Wade. He had to play against LeBron because they wasn't on the same team. Dwayne Wade was still with the Heat. LeBron was still with the Cavs.
Well, not the whole time. They went to the playoffs during that Miami Bosh and Dwayne Wade shit. Yeah, I think they went to 6 a few times.
Yeah, no, they did play him. He had like Joakim Noah and a couple of them. Yeah, but I'm saying that's who some of their nemesis was. That's who they were.
Carlos Boozer. He had a whole bunch of bums on that team, on that Chicago team. They had the white boy Kurt Heinrich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was literally leading this team into prominence.
Yeah, that team was kind of trash that he had, to be honest. I mean, Luol Deng was nice, but like you said, it wasn't enough to get it done.
When I think about Luol Deng, I think about what Carmelo did to him in those few last. It's my favorite Knicks highlights of all time. When Carmelo made those 3 winning shots in a row, and Luol Deng wasn't he couldn't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So every time I think about Luol Deng, the first thing I think about is Carmelo, just destroying him. The Knicks Carmelo. Yeah.
So what are you thinking about the other teams? Because right now, speaking of the Knicks is up right now. They're up 3-1 on the Cavaliers. So do you think the Knicks is going to close out that series? Do you think the Cavaliers have a chance of coming back or what?
I think the Knicks could close it, but the way that Donovan Mitchell is, I'm gonna bet on Donovan Mitchell, right?
Donovan Mitchell played 42 minutes tonight, 11 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds.
Really? Tonight?
Yeah, tonight. But they did play in New York, and a lot of people was speaking bad on RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett came through 26 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Jalen Brunson has been playing out of
RJ Barrett still play for New York?
Yep. They actually gave him an extension.
Damn.
And what's ironic is he got drafted after Zion Williamson, and Zion ain't even
No, yeah, I remember.
You ain't even seen them.
RJ Barrett, they was all that Duke together. Yeah,
correct.
Because you remember Michigan State, we beat Duke that year when they had Zion, RJ Barrett.
You had to throw that little plug in, the reference in for the home.
We had to beat them boys that year. That was a good year for Michigan.
That was a good year.
It was definitely. I'm looking at the shit now. Josh Hart had a good game too.
Josh Hart is a boy out there. He's super strong. I remember when David West, who was one of the strongest players in NBA history, he played when Josh Hart used to play against the Lakers. And he said when he knew it was time to retire, when he was trying to post up Josh Hart, and Josh Hart was literally like banging with him. He like, what? Because Josh Hart, I think it's probably 6'3", 6'4", maybe. And David West is 6'10", a bruiser, bro, known for being a very physical specimen. And he said Josh Hart was down there banging with him. And he said, after that, he said he knew it was time to retire. So Josh Hart, shout out to Josh Hart. He is, he's one of those good glue pieces, right? He's not going to be a game breaker player, but he's one of those people that you need on the team because he's going to play excellent defense. He's not going to cheat you with energy and effort, and he's going to bang because he's trying to win the game.
No, I think that Josh Hart, I miss him being on the Lakers. I remember him being a 3-and-D type guy.
Exactly. That's exactly what he is.
I think he was about 6'5", so he was a swing guard type forward. Maybe he's 6'6". I'm not really sure if he's that tall. I know the kid can shoot that shit. He definitely can shoot.
Yeah, he could shoot that.
He was very good defensively, probably because of his physique. It's what kept him. It's what kept him really as a good defender.
So it says that he's 6'4", 215. And he's 28.
Yeah, I can see him.
And tonight he had 19 and 7.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The NBA standings, and I can't believe Cleveland is down 3-1 now. So usually,
I can't believe it. They had home court advantage, and Cleveland looked way better than the Knicks during the season. And actually, Julius Randle played garbage today. Julius Randle has been their best player. He only had 7 points and 2 rebounds.
Another former Laker is crazy.
I know, right? They've been eating on other people's teams.
Another thing that the Knicks, they have more firepower. I'm looking at the Cavs roster, and Karis LeVert, he fell off.
Are you sure? Don't they got more firepower? That's questionable. Karis LeVert did fall off, though. I'm not gonna
Darius
lie.
Garland, he's wishy-washy, bro.
I would say that Karis LeVert has actually been better than Darius Garland because
that's not good.
No, that's what I was saying. Not that he's a better player, it's that Darius Garland is so inconsistent that one day he gives you 23 and 10 like he did tonight, and then the next game he gives you 8.
That's why it's hard for me to even look at some of these guys and make them like a real threat. But it's certain people, it's certain role players that are a threat. When I think about the players that I see on the Knicks, they have a lot of former role players who are just really good at doing their jobs, right? Example with Julius Randle. Julius Randle was excellent on the Lakers, right? But I think the problem that he had was trying to play with people like LeBron James, right? Because LeBron James soaks up so much time. We saw Julius go to the Lakers, and he was the same Julius that we saw in Kentucky. He was dominant.
But the Julius in Kentucky got a lot of his money banging in the paint, and the issue what they were saying was, and I understand, like, because I don't completely agree with what you're saying, but I do agree partially, because Julius Randle's game is not as complimentary with LeBron, right? Because like if you're Daryl Long and you say, hey, look, man, my game is to dribble and get to the paint, it's better if you play with players that are like spot up 3-point shooters, like a JJ Redick, Duncan Robinson type player, right? But Julius Randle, they drafted him as someone that bangs in the paint, kind of operates the mid-range, who has the ability to hit the three, but he came in the league super shaky on the three. He's been much more proficient over the years. But when LeBron came, he was still like a young buck. And LeBron comes in, he commands so much space in the paint because he's not really proficient shooting the three, that it forces Julius Randle to be like some spot up shooter. You know what I mean? Which that's not his position. So
that's
then
what happened to Kevin Love too.
Yeah. So then when he does do it, it looks like, oh, Julius Randle is trash. But it's like, no, he's kind of playing out of position. He's not a spot up shooter. That's why Russell Westbrook, who did make his own, he did make a lot of bonehead plays, but people were blaming him too much, and he looked more trash because he wasn't complimentary to LeBron's game. If you look at all those Cleveland teams, what did they do? They put Kevin Love, that wasn't his game, but then they posted him on the three. Then they had him out there. They had J.R. Smith out there, Kyrie Irving out there. So it's basically LeBron driving, kicking, making the defense decide. But then when you got Rondo and Julius Randle, you can't run that same type of game. So I do agree that Julius Randle game, it just simply wasn't complimentary, and they wanted Julius Randle to adjust to LeBron's game versus LeBron adjusting to Julius Randle's game.
Yeah, that wasn't. That's what I don't like. That's why I don't like LeBron, because he's so unskilled that you end up making players around you like worse off. Let's be real. LeBron forced the guys to draft Lonzo Ball. Another failure, right?
Bruh, don't get me started. I'm gonna just let you cook from here. My boy who just came up, bro, they could have had Jason Tatum, they could have had Donovan Mitchell, and they could have had De'Aaron Fox. But they got Lonzo Ball, who actually might be like Brandon Roy, who had a degenerative knee issue that would never heal. At least with Brandon Roy was a boy. You feel me? He was out there killing it. Now Lonzo Ball, I think he did make one All-Star team, and he was really good defensively. But let's be honest, he was the second pick. He's been, by league standards, he's been kind of a buzz. Go ahead, D.
No, I will admit, at LSU, I think he was at LSU, or was at UCLA? At UCLA.
He was at UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA, Lonzo was balling. His he
was killing it. He was
like going crazy.
He was shot like 40% from three, bro.
And yeah, people thought he was going to be the next Magic Johnson mixed with Steph Curry, because Magic was mixed with J Kidd, because some of my favorite high school highlights is him at Chino Hills. And then watching him at UCLA, again, those highlights were exciting, watching him get the alley-oops and all that stuff. But when it came to the like the NBA game, I remember Lonzo didn't have a really good first game. But the second game, he had a great second game. I think he had like 29. Seems like he had a lot of assists. He was doing very, very, very good.
Correct.
The problem I had with us getting Lonzo was we already knew that De'Aaron Fox was better. Donovan Mitchell was better. Jason Tatum was bigger and taller, right? But they were so obsessed with taking the ball out of LeBron's hands and put it into a point guard so that he can, become the number one points of all time. And he has done that.
So he can prolong his career, right? So
he can prolong his career. But now the Lakers, let's be real, Lakers not coming out the West. Right? And if they do come out the West, it'll be because Anthony Davis averaged 30.
You said that with your chest, bro. Like, what you mean they ain't coming out the West?
They're not. They barely gonna get past Memphis.
My boy who was up here, Snowman, he said if the Warriors win this, they blowing through the West. So who you thinking? The Warriors, Phoenix, the Nuggets have been looking good. They about to play the Timberwolves. Who you thinking if it ain't gonna be the Lakers to come out the West?
Well, I think that there's I think the Lakers might be the worst team in the West. Like the playoffs right now. Outside, Memphis is young. Right, but for them to have 2 MVP caliber players on their team, yeah, I just see this as a
hold on, bro. Stop you. You talking about Memphis got 2 MVP caliber?
I'm talking about the Lakers. The Lakers got 2 MVP. They got 2 MVP caliber players, and this is supposed to be a sweep in Memphis, a straight sweep.
It's supposed to be a sweep. Memphis, the number 2 seed, and the Lakers had to barely scrape in. What you mean they supposed to sweep the Memphis Grizzlies? Memphis is the better team, right? Ain't that what the betting paper said?
You see how the Nuggets doing the Timberwolves 3-0, and
dogging them.
Philly got the Nets out of there 4 games.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming Phoenix is going to get the Clippers out of there by game 6.
Well, they don't have to because they don't have Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard just got injured. Did you hear what Stephen A. Smith said? He said Kawhi Leonard is the worst superstar of all time because of his availability. Your best ability is your availability. And Kawhi Leonard.
Disagree.
What do you disagree with, bro?
I hate to really go back this far, but I blame all the time that Kawhi has missed on the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, don't do that, because
he was serious about his people blowing me up on my fucking iPad. But he was serious about that surgery, and they wouldn't let him get it. They kept pressuring him, and then they traded him to Toronto. He won the very next year. Outside of that, I feel like we too often put pressure on players.
Why you think they was pressuring them for that surgery? Is because they cared about him, right?
No, they needed him. Like, you gotta remember, that was a year where Tim Duncan might have been retired.
Yeah, Tim Duncan retired, and then all they was left with was Tony Parker, who was a shell of himself.
Oh yeah, and Manu Ginobili, shell of himself. So they literally needed Kawhi to win basketball games in the regular season. You know what I mean? So rushing him back was awful. We saw when Toronto handled him in a delicate way, they were able to win a championship, right? And nobody expected Toronto to win that year. Nobody. And people can say, well, they got there and they won because of Steph Curry was, had issues and Klay was out and Durant didn't play. But what about the rest of the series? What about how they got there?
Not only that, I was going to say, not only is how they got there, actually, because they were in a game 7 against Philly. Philly actually had Jimmy Butler. Mm-hmm. It was tied, and he hit a game winner that bounced off every side of the rim. So the Sixers were actually better than Toronto.
I agree.
They were playing. Jimmy Butler was playing out of his mind that series. They had Danny Green and Tobias Harris. All of them was playing lights out. Kawhi Leonard single-handedly. Oh, and then you can't forget about that defense that he played on Giannis. He was bodying Giannis.
Oh yeah. He destroyed Giannis.
Did he not little boy Giannis or what?
He destroyed Giannis, bro. And see that's what that shot that he made against he made that shot over Ben Simmons at the time.
And
who was with that and Embiid, 2 defensive. Let's be honest, at the time they was stellar defensively. And he made that shot over both of them. LeBron James has never hit a shot like that. Where it's game 7, it come down to it, and you have to save the series. There isn't one series he actually saved like that. And that's what I'm saying. When you gotta, so that's why I disagree with I disagree with Stephen A. Smith. For one, I know Kawhi wanted to be in LA, like the Lakers. He wanted to play for the Lakers. Originally, he was supposed to go to the Lakers, and then they decided to go with LeBron.
People wanted him to go there too. Yeah.
In my opinion, had we had Kawhi instead, he'd probably show up more. But why would I don't have to show up as an NBA player today. It's not the 80s. I can get paid still. You guys have that, what's it called? Like player moderation or something they call it, player management. That's like a real thing today. Load management. So I can make all my money, do load management, I can make the playoffs, play my 40 minutes, and still have a good career. You know what I mean? I think that's how Kawhi is. I really don't think he cared no more about basketball at this point. He like Kyrie Irving. Like what is Dallas doing right now? Nothing.
You know what? Because I gotta let Eric Kwan chime in real quick, and man, because you talking real spicy, Daryl. I love it, but I'm like
trash.
I'm like, come on, cuz, and let me just pull this up real quick, cuz hold up,
man.
Could you see that? And what it
don't belong there.
Okay, let me see. Let me tell you what it says. What it says is the game is on the line. Who takes the final shot? And for the young bucks that don't know out there, we got LeBron, we got Michael Jordan, we got Steph Curry, and none other than Kobe Bean Bryant. So I'm going to start with Eric, and then I'm gonna go back to you, because I know Eric said a lot, and Eric is a Lakers fan, and surprisingly, Daryl is a Lakers fan. You may not know what all of the LeBron slander, but he definitely is a Laker fan. So Eric, if you had a person to take the shot on the line, who would you pick out of these four on the screen?
Larry Bird.
Oh, you want to add a name? Okay. What you got, Eric? You can add a player too if you think somebody else.
I'm gonna go with Kobe.
I mean, that's fair. That's the Mamba, you know. I'm going to say, me personally, I can make an argument that Kobe is better than Jordan, but I would say game on the line, I might have to go with the boy Mike. I ain't gonna lie, I might have to edge out Mike, not because even Phil Jackson said this. He said Kobe made tougher shots, but Jordan would basically get a better shot. See, Kobe will shake like 2 or 3 people and do a fadeaway shot on 3 people and make it. And then Jordan will just either push somebody off, or he'll find a way to get to his sweet spot better. So when he takes the shot, it's a more efficient shot, versus Kobe will take it from anywhere and make it. And it seems more spectacular, but he practices like very difficult shots, half court, fading away, etc. So I probably would go with Jordan, simply because he might be able to get a closer shot that's more favorable to him. But overall ability, I'll have to go with Kobe. What you say, Daryl? You saying Larry Bird?
I'd rather have Larry here than LeBron, because then it adds somebody who can actually shoot. LeBron's not a good shooter, so I think it's unfair to even have him here. As somebody who really, I can't remember one playoff game he ever made that was actually like he made a shot that was a big difference on like the fourth quarter ever. And I know every single LeBron game-winning shot that he ever took. I can name them off the top of my head. But for me, I got to go Larry Bird. I wouldn't want any of these guys taking my shots. You give me Larry Bird, I know it's going in. I know for a fact. But if I had to choose from these 4, you give me Kobe or Jordan with my eyes closed, I'm gonna be alive afterwards. We will win the game afterwards. Kobe was he was a master of his art and a master of.
It's so disrespectful for you to say something like that.
Come on, D. What you talking about here, bruh? You know Larry ain't nowhere in the same sentence as LeBron, Brody.
Come on.
Don't do that, D.
I did a video that went viral about 2 years ago, right? It was Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless arguing. And this is what even Stephen A. Smith said. He said, I'll take LeBron for the first 46 minutes. But in the last 2 minutes, I need Larry Bird. It's really just that simple. Larry Bird is unquestionably the best small forward of all time. It's not close, bro. And could you imagine? Because they say he had the best team. He had his big team. Bro, he played with Dennis Johnson, who was the same point guard that Michael Jordan had, right? Dennis Johnson, and then he had what's the tall dude name? Robert Parrish. I mean, you look up his stats, Kevin bro. Mm-hmm. Kevin McHale was the only person worth mentioning, literally.
Come on, don't do that, bro.
Come on, bro. Robert Parrish is like basically Roy Hibbert. You know what I'm saying? Like Robert Parrish
was an all-star.
Exactly. But he wasn't a legend.
Okay.
And just to, like, because if we count all-stars, then LeBron played with Mo Williams in Cleveland. He was an all-star.
Wow.
I'm just saying. You see what I'm saying? Because that's who Robert Parrish was. He was Mo Williams. You feel me? He made an all-star team, cool. But he was not Larry Bird.
That's crazy.
Larry Bird at the time, I got it. He was better than Magic. He was better than Magic
Larry
Johnson.
Bird had Danny Ainge. He had Dennis Johnson, Cedric Maxwell, Tiny Archibald.
Nate Archibald.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, no, trash.
He had Jim Paxson, Rick Carlisle. I'm saying, cuz he had some players, bro.
I know you're gonna just say Rick Carlisle.
I'm saying. I'm talking about who Larry Bird had on his team, bro.
I'm just saying.
You acting like he didn't have no help.
Danny Ainge, I'm looking at it right now. He's a career 11 points per game. All right.
He has some players on his team, bro. He don't do that.
11 points per game, bro. They be talking about Danny Ainge like he Dwayne Wade. Let me go to Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish, career 14-9. He literally, if you look up Zeldrunas Ilgauskas, he has better numbers than Robert Parrish.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And not only that, he averaged more rebounds and more blocks. Zeldrunas Ilgauskas. So my whole thing is that Larry Bird team, 86, that was the best. To me, that's the best team of all time because of how efficient Larry was. Literally. Like, I would take that team against any team in NBA history. Literally. Especially with the old 80s rules. Now, if you put Larry in that team now where you can't touch Larry, you can't do nothing, he averaged 50 a game.
Cut it out, bro. Who he gonna guard? He too slow to guard anybody.
That's actually not true at all.
Come on, Larry wouldn't be able to match up with the elite level speed that the league is seeing now. Let me get Eric in on here, and then I want to hear your retort. What you think, Eric?
I don't think they can beat the 92 Bulls.
Yeah, so you basically saying, and yeah, what do you think, Daryl? Are you saying that Larry Bird's team would have been able to beat the 92 Bulls with Rodman?
I will admit that the Bulls,
come on,
like those Bulls teams, because that was that first 3-peat, right? So that first 3-peat, I got to give it to him. That was the first time Scottie Pippen stepped up, from being a bum. He averaged 20 points for those 3 championships. So it might be a little bit rugged, but I will say this: they had a lot of chemistry issues on that team. A lot of chemistry issues
they definitely did. Jordan was actually threatening to beat up the team. He was calling the team losers. He choked out Steve Kerr.
And they both admitted. You gotta remember, Jordan only been swept one time in his entire career, and it was to my Boston Celtics and Larry Bird. And
he actually was going crazy that year. He scored like
60. He had 61 the games.
Yeah, 69 actually.
And even Larry said that was, Jesus and sneakers. But it still didn't help the fact that they got swept. And they got swept because Larry was a better team leader at the time. The only reason why Larry and the Celtics fell off is because he would lay concrete for his mom and he broke his back. But to answer the question directly, that 92 team, Jordan was a beast. Jordan, I think that year he won Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe it was 88. But I know for a fact he's one of the few shooting guards in history that's won Defensive Player of the Year. I also know that he was leading the league in steals that year, right? In 1992.
Yeah, he definitely led the league in steals.
He was going crazy. The only other player that was not better, that was on par defensively was John Stockton. And you can say whatever you want to say about John.
You sure, bro? John Stockton got a lot of steals, but defensively, and now I think he does get he is underrated defensively because I don't want to take anything from him. I'm just talking about if you just put him in the post, you're able to exploit the defense. But John Stockton was able to play very crafty defense to where even if you were stronger than him, he'll still, it's almost like jujitsu, right? How you can take somebody that weighs more than you and you can just still dip them and flip them on their back. That's how John Stockton was. The bigger point guards that were more faster, he was still able to neutralize them. And the amount of steals that he has is unreal, bro.
No, dead ass. And, John Stockton, again, defensively, him and Jordan was pretty much on par, in my opinion. And literally, in my opinion. And that's why Utah did so well. Like, they would have years where they would have better records than the 92 Bulls. But it all depends on how you look at it, man. But to answer the question directly, I'm always going to ride with everybody over LeBron because the boy is trash.
I got you. So let me just get to the other games real quick and see who else. So right now it looks like the Celtics finished it out. They're up 3-1. It's going to be a wrap for the Hawks. So shout out to Trae Young. I like Trae Young, but because he had 35 and 15 tonight. And DeJounte Murray had 23, 6 and 9. DeAndre Hunter had 27, 2 and 7. But it just wasn't enough for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. That tandem is just a little too much. Both of them had 31. Jason Tatum had 31, 4 assists, 7 boards. Jaylen Brown, 31 points, 3 assists, 4 boards. Derek White, who's been a great pickup from the Spurs, 18 points, 2 assists, 2 boards. Then you got Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year last year, 19 points, 4 boards, 4 rebounds. Then you got Robert Williams, who was just literally out there grabbing boards and dunking, 13 points, 15 boards. And then another sleeper pickup, Malcolm Brogdon from the Pacers, 14 points, 4 boards, 4 rebounds. So this Celtics team is deep, and the people they got on the bench that don't even get no play is Blake Griffin, he's still in the league. He's on the Celtics. Danilo Gallinari is injured. They got Mike Muscala, Grant Williams, so they still got some decent players even on the bench that's either injured or just not getting no play at all. So the Celtics, they do have the Celtics as the betting favorite to win the title overall. Would you agree with that, Eric, or what? Do you think the Celtics should be the favorite to win it all right now? I'm not saying that you like them or you're rooting for them, but just based on how they look, how they've been playing through the playoffs in the year, do you think they are the favorite to win it? Or at least to come out the East?
I mean,
sound like you at the airport, Eric. So I'll go to Daryl on that one. Daryl, what you think? The Celtics, they coming out the East or what? Or you see Philly or some other team? Maybe the Knicks.
It's gonna be rough, bro, because Philly looking nice right now. Embiid, as much as I don't like him, but
Embiid sprained his knee though.
Same old Embiid. Well, then they got the East for sure. Then
I mean, I don't think he's out for the rest of the entire playoffs, but he's definitely out for at least.
Isn't he set to retire soon? Isn't this like his 10th season? He spent like the first 4 years on the bench, just working out and collecting checks.
Yeah,
I was doing that. Was it The Process or Trust the Process?
Yeah, Trust the Process, where they was purposely tanking. Yeah, you back, Eric? Who you think coming out the East?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
The Bucks just got slaughtered last night by the Heat, and Giannis is injured.
Oh man, let's see.
Yeah, he missed game 3 with a lower back injury, and they got blown out by like 20. So I understand that pick, and it says the Bucks have submitted their injury report for tomorrow. Questionable is Giannis with a lower back contusion, so he might play, he might not. And Wesley Matthews is definitely out. But on the Heat, Victor Oladipo did tear his left patellar, which is part of his knee, and Tyler Hero was out too with the broken hand. So the Heat are super banged up too. But Jimmy Butler has just been outplaying the rest of the Bucks. Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, they've been putting up decent numbers, but they haven't been doing enough to get it done that translated to an actual victory. So it's looking like the Heat actually might come with the upset. If Giannis was there, I would pick the Bucks, but it's looking like he's questionable. And they got blown out the last game. And I think they won a game that he was in there and kind of hobbled. So I don't know. I think that one is up in the air. And then the Suns and the Clippers. The Clippers are up. The Suns are up 3-1. And Kawhi is out. And Paul George is out. So I think that one is going to be pretty much a wrap too. And Eric, do you watch boxing too? Did you see the Gervonta Davis fight?
Yeah, I watched it. It was disappointing. I just think.
What was disappointing about it?
I mean, that was gonna go more than 7 rounds, and I felt like, man, that punch was like, that's pretty much it. Like the punch that he landed on his, was it the kidney area?
The liver, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
The liver punch. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
that was on him, man. I feel bad for Ryan, but not really. I mean, he fucking.
What is there to feel bad about?
He was talking grimy, man.
Oh, he was talking.
He was talking crazy.
He was talking a tad bit crazy, bro.
So yeah, I just don't respect. I don't respect him. I do. I'm happy to see Tank is really taking off, man. This was to me, this might be the biggest thing that he's ever done, like the biggest fight he's ever done.
And shout out to Lola, because she was like, she told me he was from B-More, and I was like, oh snap, I didn't know he was from B-More.
Yeah, he's from Baltimore.
I didn't know that. So shout out to MD. I got folks out there. So so he representing. They going crazy for him out there right now, bro.
As they should, man. The brother really doing
I agree.
Thing.
Even Money Mayweather is, and that's what I love to see too. Money Mayweather is up there representing for him. You know how usually it be like the the old heads, they be looking like, I don't want to pass the torch, or man, he ain't never, man, I would have beat him in my heyday. It's like, bro, your day is over. Won't you just celebrate this man now? You know what I mean? Like, I think that I still would say that Floyd Mayweather has had a more illustrious and a better career than Gervonta Davis. I think overall he's proven himself to be a better fighter, but we're not talking about Floyd right now. Floyd is the one out here passing the torch to Gervonta Davis. So sometimes we don't even need to always make the comparisons. We need to make the comparison on Gervonta Davis versus the peers that he's fighting now, not Gervonta Davis versus Sugar Ray Leonard, some hypothetical matchup we'll never see. What we are seeing is in real time, people, they were saying Ryan Garcia was gonna knock him out, bro. Like, I'm not saying everybody was saying that, but people were saying like, yeah, bro, this looks like a fight he's probably gonna lose. And we saw how he performed in there. Remarkably, some people were even calling the fight close, and I was like, bro, what fight did y'all see? Like, I don't think it was just, it was just a completely annihilation of him. But in terms of getting outclassed, you can see that Gervonta Davis was more technically sound, and he could take punches better, and he hits harder. Because
the power punches, he landed more.
He landed more at a better clip, and Ryan Garcia landed it at actually a pretty proficient. He landed at almost 43%, which is a high number. Like if anybody in the league is hitting 43% from the 3-point, they're leading the league. You know what I mean? So if you're connecting on 43% of your power punches, typically you win the fight. But when somebody else that you're fighting is hitting on close to 50% of their power punches, plus their punches are more powerful than yours, then you're going to lose that fight. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what happened. Just look at the speed. Ryan just look how many punches he just threw in those flurries, and he didn't hit him once. And then Davis hits him once and put him on the ground. What you got to say, D?
I think the boy was a marshmallow, man. That's how I feel about it. I feel like the boy is a marshmallow, man.
Explain that to the viewers that may not know the marshmallow reference, because marshmallow can mean anything. Marshmallows are soft. Marshmallows are sweet. What are you trying to say, cuz?
I think he definitely soft. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think that he bit off too much than he can chew, bro. It reminded me of Floyd had knocked somebody out, and they were saying it was an unfair punch. I remember, like, the dude turned around and Floyd dropped.
Oh yeah, Ortiz, yeah.
Yeah. He was another one that had no business in the ring with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, Victor Ortiz.
Yeah, bro. I feel like him, Logan Paul, all them boys just be trying to make money off. I'd say it like
yeah, they said Floyd was dirty. They said Floyd was dirty for that. But what they say in boxing, protect yourself at all times.
I'm about to say it wasn't illegal because the ref ain't say nothing. So I mean, shit, it all count,
right? You know the ref called the fight.
Yeah, he got knocked out. I mean, it was over. I just feel like I know Floyd don't gonna get a bag, but I just feel like some of these boys just using them so they can get their own bag too. You know what I mean? But me, I'm not pocket watching. If you're gonna get a coin for getting knocked out, then do it. Like that's what Ben Askren did when he fought Jake Paul. He admitted, yeah, I got knocked out. He made like the most money ever. He walked away smiling.
Oh yeah.
The fight not over. You hugging and stuff.
You trying to kiss him on the cheek and stuff. It's like, cuz it ain't good. So I guess he thought since he hugged Floyd, you feel me? He tried to dap him up, and you also just headbutted him. That's what people forgot, right? He went on a flurry where he wasn't really hitting him, and then you want to headbutt Floyd too? Like, come on, cuz. Then he tried to hug him. Was that dirty, D? That looked kind of dirty, though. My bad.
Was it dirty? Shit, let's go back and see it again.
Yeah, hold on. Was that dirty? We got to see that again. Hold on, bro.
I don't remember it being dirty, bro.
That really hurts Ortiz because he was having one of his most aggressive rounds in the fight. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Let's go. Oh, and then as Ortiz tries the sportsmanship, Mayweather makes him pay. What a rookie mistake there.
I agree.
It's up to 7 and 8. He's not going to make it. 9 and 10. It's all over.
So what you saying?
He's still on as he crawls.
It was within the rules. He had it coming. You trying to do this sportsman stuff? You trying to walk up and make me donuts and cupcakes and stuff in the middle of a fight? Let me go ahead and knock you out real quick.
Hey, would you think, Eric, was that kind of dirty what Mayweather did?
I mean, if you're gonna headbutt somebody, don't expect that he's gonna knock you out. Don't expect that. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like he did headbutt him, so that was a little bit wild. And once like D is saying, the ref didn't say anything was foul, so seemed like it was all fair game, bro.
I'm not a professional boxer, so I don't really know all the rules. I literally look to the ref to tell me what's right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? And if he ain't say nothing, I mean, they both was right in front of each other. He didn't have his arms up, hands up, nothing up. It looked like you trying to give him a little goodbye kiss. I don't know what his intentions was.
Correct. Yeah.
But Floyd being somebody from Michigan too, he came in there wanting to win.
Oh wow! I didn't know Floyd was from Michigan.
Yeah, he's from Grand Rapids.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Michigan then. Y'all getting some wins then, huh?
Oh yeah, man. He was him and Madonna born in the same hospital.
Oh, that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. So I just wanted to get in with the brothers in touch. I know I got some other stuff to do, and Daryl Long is an extremely busy man. He got so much stuff to do, but man, this has been a dope stream, bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down. We'll probably, be back. We'll definitely be back on during the week, and you'll see some familiar faces. Eric Kwan is always coming through, giving his perspective. Daryl Long has a lot of spicy things to say, but he has a lot of accurate stuff to say. Like, the dude does know his stuff, so he's not just like spouting out some shock jock stuff. He's saying stuff that he really stands on. And my big bro Snowman Multimedia, go ahead and subscribe to him. The dude has close to 30 years of sports commentary and analysis. So he's not just the average Joe Schmo. He really does know his stuff. And this dude would agree with Daryl. He thinks Larry Bird is better than LeBron. He thinks LeBron is holding the Lakers back. He has a lot of stuff to say. He's a Warriors fan. But as much as I love the brother, we disagree on a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. We agree on more, but we disagree on a lot. But we don't disagree and call each other out our name. Oh, you stupid and you don't know this. It's like, nah, Daryl, I disagree, bruh, and here's why. And we eloquently explain and make our arguments. At the end of the day, look, you can have your opinions and perspective, and I can have mine. I don't have to hate you for it, especially when we not getting paid for this, you feel me? And even if I was getting paid, I wouldn't sell my people out just for the sake of, getting off a talking point. So this has been a very fruitful stream, joined by some very beautiful ladies inside and out. Risa Neal, Quantum Metaphysician, Sister Anania, Snowman Multimedia slid through, Rush slid through, Eric Kwan slid through, and anybody else that's watching this on live viewership or the replay. Daryl Long, I don't know what channel to shout out because you are actually I gotta do an interview because I got a segment called Discussions with That Dude, and I need to do just a random interview with Daryl Long where we just talk about random stuff, navigating through YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch now, man. I'm on Rumble.
Go ahead. Shout out.
Patreon, you know what I mean? I actually posted a whole bunch of stuff on my IG today, but mostly you guys can interact with me on Rumble or Twitch mostly, and Patreon. If y'all want to sign up, it's only $5. There will be uncensored, very, very spicy content in there. So trigger warning: if you decide to come over to my Patreon, it's hot. I ain't even gonna lie. And B-Eazy know me, so he know what I mean. It's spicy. A lot of receipts that you can't post on YouTube. So. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. So I don't know if you're a mod on the channel. I haven't seen you. Actually, bro, you got so many channels. I don't know which channel I could even, whatever is your most solid channel, just leave something in the chat, and then I think I could
Yeah, I got a link. I got it. My Daryl Long channel is the one that I always do my all my wrenches on. Like, I haven't lost this channel since I started. But yeah, I get my wrenches on Crew Season everywhere with that channel. Everything else. Okay. That's why I don't post nothing on there, so they don't take it down.
Okay, I got you, bro. Well, it's been definitely a dope stream. We'll be doing more, and these streams are kind of impromptu. I don't always have the time to give you a heads up, but anytime I could come on with the people, talk some sports, and just engage, it's always good to have the competitive banter back and forth. And we'll be doing more of these going forward, and look forward to a stream I got coming shortly this evening with some very, very prominent guests. And so just, check out, hit the notification bell for the channel. And I'm going to go ahead and run this outro one more again. Hold up. Actually, I got to pull this up. And hopefully y'all could just stick around. It's like 5 minutes or so. So I'm going to just play this and then we'll be out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in to another installment of Sportify Arena.
Boom! He's on his back. Hey, heck of a play! That is concentration. Hey, he'll remember that number. Amazing!
Okay, so this has been Sportify Arena. Thank y'all, everybody who has came through. Definitely hit me with a like if you enjoying the content, if you want to join the content in the future, if you'd like to leave some sort of contribution, feel free to hit the Cash App. And other than that, join us on the next one. Salute Daryl Long. Look up for his content.
Salute.
But hold on, because I'm okay with Daryl's content, but for others, I gotta give y'all this one.
Definitely trigger warning.
I gotta just let y'all know. So if y'all go over and like, why you didn't tell me about Daryl Long content? I did give you a trigger warning. Now it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be intriguing. It's going to be informative. And Daryl Long could attest and say that it is accurate, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So laying that out, just know that you will be triggered. But as long as you're triggered by something that is accurate, don't trip if it's very scandalous or harsh or heinous or simply honest, But that's for another stream. This is the Sportify Arena. See y'all on the next one. Peace.